Hello YouTube, Jeff Kelly here. Today I wanted to talk about the Dillon 650 and cleaning it. I went through the process of cleaning it the other day and putting it back together, and had some trouble after it got back together with alignment. I guess I didn't read the Dillon manual properly, because I've talked to a friend of mine back in New York and he says that he knew about this, but maybe some of you don't know about this. I certainly didn't. There is an alignment tool that you need to use when you're putting your machine back together. And this does not come with the machine. It's a simple call to Dillon. They send it to you free shipping, everything. But it's something that you don't have when you feel like cleaning your machine. I've run 80,000 rounds through this machine. I figured it was time to pull it apart. So I pulled it apart and put it back together, and the things didn't line up. So we'll go through it again and see if we can get it right this time. Let me show you about let me show you what didn't line up, and you'll have a better idea. Okay, so the piece here, the plastic piece that cycles the shell plate on the 650 as the way it's supposed to, sometimes was getting hooked up, jammed up, and it's working perfectly now, but it was getting jammed up inside here, and you can see the scrapes on the plastic there, and it just isn't reliable the way it's hitting that. So that needs to be aligned with the alignment tool, and we will go ahead and align that and take this apart and see what we can do to clean it. So here we go. Okay, first thing you have to do, of course, everybody knows, is loosen the detent screw underneath here with the 1/8 inch Allen wrench, and take out the retaining screw here in the middle, like so, and take out your shell drop thing there, and then the shell plate, the pins, the detent ball. I use a plastic one. It doesn't seem to work much better than the metal one. And then you need to take off your priming system here. Let's pull this rod out. Get that out of there. And now we'll pull the priming system off. And get these two screws out of here. There we go. And there we have it. Priming tube is off. And just a couple of primers left here. Okay. And then you want to, you want to pull, whoops, let's see here, pull off the this business right here, And then you also want to remove, this is the advancing rod for the shell plate. And then there's also this, the detent spring right here. Whoops, you want to take that out as well. And then there's another spring inside the plastic cam that moves it forward that you also want to take out. So let's remove these screws. And loosen these screws here. And before we do that, we want to take out our tool head so we can get at it a little easier. And you'll see in a minute that you've got to use an empty tool head to perform the operation that you need to perform. So let's get this out of here. These screws are a little shorter than the ones that came off of the primer tube, so we'll keep those separate. And this thing gets a little tight here. I'll remove this. Okay, so this is off here, and you can see here's the plastic cam that you need to take off, and also there's a spring that goes in here. It's very important to get that spring in there because that holds the cam advancer in place, and that's what moves the shell plate ahead. So be very careful with that spring and the advance. And you can see that there was slipping behind that. So anyway, and then this comes off. Remove the primer catch, and then that comes off just like so. Now you can use this Brownell's TCE cleaner. You just spray it on and it dries perfectly dry. It removes all the grease, it just all drips off of it, and the thing is perfectly clean. You can also use carburetor cleaner if you would like. Okay, now you're going to have to take out the primer seater. Takes a 9/16 inch wrench, and this is where the tip of the alignment tool goes. So this has got to be taken off. And we'll take that off, and we'll put that back on later. So just to show you what you get, what they send you, this is the instructions for the 550. And then on the back are the instructions for the 650. So, okay, Dillon also sent me a new indexer, which was nice of them. So here it is, and they instruct you to grease both sides of the indexer. So some grease on the top and some grease on the bottom. And they want you to raise the ram about halfway up and put the indexer on it, and then here we go. Okay, so raise the indexer halfway up. Put that on here. Place the tool head. On here. And then loosely secure it with the ram screws. Okay, so that's on there. These screws are loosely holding that on. I found out that if you hold this back, it's easier to get the this tool head on here. So now they want you to put an empty tool head with a powder die in it onto the tool head slot, and secure it with the pins. And then they want you to take the tool that they sent you and put it in the powder die. So let's see how that works. Since this is the first time I'm doing this, you're finding out the stuff as I am. Okay, now here's the trick. As you can see, you've got the alignment bar, and put it all the way down there, and you raise this up and down, and you can probably hear it. It's dragging on there. So what you have to do is use your right hand as you're doing this and pull this in the direction that it doesn't drag anymore, so that that's perfectly centered. And then hold it, I imagine, and then screw your bolts down, and hopefully that'll take care of it. So let me just tighten these babies, and hopefully this will have stayed in the proper position so it doesn't drag anymore. Well, it still has a little drag, so we'll loosen them up and try it again, but you kind of more or less get the picture. Okay, so we got this where it's going okay. That moves in there nicely. And I forgot to tell you, in fact, this came flying off and I didn't even realize it when I pulled it off, but this spring here is, of course, very important. You need to put it on this post right here and wrap it around your ram until it goes on that post right over there. And that's what makes your ram move. So let's do that right now. It's not very easy to do, but well, ow, well, that's not good. Okay, come on now, get on there, get on here. Goes right around, wraps right around, and it goes right on. Goes right on that post, right there. And it goes right in that groove on the ram. So there you have it, right there. That, boy, that is just smooth as silk. That just is beautiful. You want to put some grease on there. And there it is. Oh, that's just excellent. And let me just put this thing back together and I'll be with you in a second. Okay, so you want to make sure that you have your spring here, you know, the spring that makes all the powder flip out, and that goes right in there. And your detent ball goes right on top of it. And you want to take your special screw with a washer on it here and put it into, screw it into this cam back here so it will move the shells in order, and that can be adjusted later. You also want to put in your primer press back in here. So what presses the primers right back right into the shells. Get that tied up in there. Take your 9/16 inch wrench and oh, that's the half. And tighten her down. Not too much, just snug it up. Grab your primer feeder And these longer screws, what goes into this. And we'll screw these right down. And you'll snug those up. Snug this one up. And I did not remove the number 2 slide right there. Can't remember the names of all these, but I didn't remove it, so that's still in there. And you want to put on your slide plate. On your ejection rod for your finished shells, finished rounds, I should say. Okay, now we've got a problem. I'll see what that is. Okay, I had the advancer in backwards. No one is perfect. So there goes the shell plate. Once more. And the screw for the bolt and the ejector rod. Okay, make sure that's down in the hole. And there we go. Perfect. Very nice. And we'll take our 1/8 inch Allen wrench and tighten that bolt down. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Just beautiful. Perfect. And all clean. Boy, I'll tell you, that thing was dirty too. After 60,000 rounds, that was something. Okay, so we shall take out our shell plate with our alignment tool in it and put on our tool head for 38 specials, and put the pins in. And I'll get some primers in it and see if it works. As long as you're here, you might want to see this. This is that Viber Prime by Franklin Arsenal, and you might want to see how it works. Just fills up that primer tube just beautifully. There just went 100 primers down this tube. All right, let's see how this works. Okay, primer, powder. Yep, perfect amount of powder. Oh, let me put my pins in, and we'll be on our way here. Put a bullet on there, and boy, that just works beautifully. That cam just rolls right off of that, and it works fabulous. So you really do need that alignment rod from Dillon. So you saw it start to finish, and I appreciate you watching, and I hope you like it enough to share it, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks very much.